Hello, everyone. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to Against the Stars, a Burn Bryte campaign co-produced with Roll20. Super excited to be back here, back in the Alaxis Galaxy. We're getting to the last bit of this season. It's very exciting, and we're getting into episode 9 out of 12. Wild. Where did the time pass? But before we delve into today's episode and say hello to all of our wonderful people, we gotta run through some channel stuff first. So first off, we want to give a shout out to our wonderful co-producers, our wonderful virtual tabletop of choice, and that is Roll20. We love them. I think they love us. I'm pretty sure they love us, and we wouldn't be able to do this game without them, as they are the both the co-producers for this and also the publishers for Burn Bryte. So they're awesome. Please go check them out because they're great. As part of being part of this Roll20 Presents and like doing this co-production of a show, we are also part of the Tiltify campaign that Roll20 has to support Code 2040. So for those of you who do not know what Code 2040 is, Code 2040 is a nonprofit that equips Black and Latinx technologists and their allies with the tools, connections, and care that they need to advocate for and achieve racial equity in the industry. Basically, we've got a link. All the donations go through there. And we have some donation incentives to help along if you just need that little bit of a push. At every $50, we get to add a complication to the story. They're always really fun, for me usually, and then throw in some twists for the players to deal with. And at $100, every $100 we get to do a giveaway of the Burn Bryte starter pack. Basically everything that you need to run and play Burn Bryte yourself. So that includes all the access to the companion stuff. That includes map tiles. That includes a starter adventure with pre-gen characters. So if you just want to pick up and go, you got it. Really great pack. Basically what I have to run this whole thing. So definitely go check that out. And I think we're really close to the goal, which means we're really close to me having to do a bad Russian accent for my characters. It'll be a time. We've got
I
a
look
couple
forward to it.
episodes.
It's
Come
going to be
on.
wonderful.
We got it. And if you want to support the channel itself, we've got a couple of affiliate links with Dice Envy, Grind and Coffee Co. So you can go check them out because we like their stuff. And you can get some money off and help support us. Last but not least, we here at Self Speed Games use safety tools, X and no cards, lightning rails, all that good stuff, because we believe that no matter what happens to the characters, we want our players to be enjoying themselves and having fun. Yeah, okay, let's go and say hello to everyone. Tell us who they are, who they're playing, all that good stuff. Let's start off with Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter, the salty half of this channel. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character Vala, who's an Ulron, so she's made of crystal, and she's very strong and very good at flying ships of all kinds. That's me.
She's very good. She managed to kick off some plasma vampires.
Yes.
Through flying alone.
Yes.
Oh, right, and let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
Hi, I am Jess. My pronouns are she and they, and today I am playing Walala Oodles Nizalas Telemo, whose pronouns are they, them, and they are your good yellow and pink floof, who canonically in the art is wearing many eye goggles, many-eyed goggles for their many eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, we established that in the art like a million years ago. We just never bought into this game until last week.
I have these goggles on my head.
Oh, amazing. And let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. My pronouns are they and she, and I bring to you Vandal, whose pronouns are they and Z, and they're a cat person with snake eyes and a three-piece suit, with a criminal mom in space. That's the important thing.
Space. Sounds like a spin-off show.
Crime Mom in space.
I'd watch that. I would watch the hell out of that.
Me too.
Oh, goodness. Oh, right. And let's go over to B. Hello, B.
Hello, I am your non-binary busy bee who uses they them pronouns, and I am playing Zevzo, the captain of the Wicked Wallaby, who also uses they them pronouns because they are in fact 100,000 bugs in the shape of a wallaby. We make many good choices aboard this ship. Most of the time we do have to confer with our crew because this seems to be a really, really good democracy where we do good. All the time. We never do bad. Nope. Not using quotation marks incorrect. That would be silly.
Never ever. No. Yeah, and I am Kienna. My pronouns are she and they, and I am the GM for this campaign, meaning that I play everyone who is not the PCs in the Alaxis Galaxy and perhaps the Alaxis Galaxy itself. Before we hop in, let's do a bit of a recap so we know what is going on. So, after many trials and tribulations, the crew has been tasked or made a deal with one Narmaz, a Ronin, former scoundrel of the Alaxis Galaxy, now arms dealer for an overguild, and he wanted to facilitate a deal with the Port Pirate Collective. Specifically, he was looking to receive a key to a treasure vault that would have omniscient era treasure in exchange for this orb that he found in the Capabel asteroid belt. This orb, the crew was able to recognize as a omniscient crystal, and not just any omniscient crystal. Rather, this one seemed to have some strange properties, such as a compulsion to continue looking at it when it's exposed, and some form of corruption. Very strange. But they decided, yeah, we'll take you to your deal. We can get a cut of your treasure or whatever. But all the meanwhile, they were planning to figure out how to dump Narmaz and make sure that this orb wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. Having made a very good impression on the port pirates, they managed to get a few things. One, they managed to examine the key to close enough detail that they would be able to replicate it. And this key is a small circular disc made out of stone with carvings that seem to replicate a map, an ancient map that they had actually come across a larger version of earlier in the season. And they knew that this probably needed to fit into some form of slot or somewhere. They were also able to get Narmaz into hot water with the Port Pirate Collective. All the meanwhile going, hey, you know this weird sketchy orb that he didn't tell you the weird properties of? We can just go and analyze it for you, and then you can use it, we can give it back, and you can use it as a battery for your weird multi-universe teleportation plans. No biggie. Normal things. And so they left Narmaz alone with the Port Pirate captain here and headed off with the orb. However, before that happened, Walala took a closer look at the key, upon which something strange happened. A vision unraveled before them, showing a large throne room, upon which there was several omniscients who were all bowing to this one omniscient that had been sitting on a throne. And that throne sat omniscient had looked at Walala in this strange linear vision and said, "You have something that is mine, and I want it back." So, they managed to skedaddle back over to the ship with a now completely passed out Walala, with the orb, no Narmaz, no key, but information on how to replicate the key. And you're just hanging out here. If I remember correctly, you were looking into doing some science on the orb, taking some time to replicate that key, and just doing a little bit of downtime while you're trying to figure out what this orb is all about.
Yeah.
And also try to take care of a passed out, but Ala seems to be doing the thing that dogs do when they have a nightmare,
Yeah.
but they don't wake up.
Ah. Little twitchy feet.
Twitchy feet and the sad noises, and we're just like, oh god.
Oh, right. Well, crew, we are at a loss. Should we shake Walala? Do we believe that is a solution? Good shake.
Let's not shake Walala. I'm not
No?
sure what shaking does to a glean, honestly. Do we have like a bucket?
We would put them in a bucket?
They're aquatic.
How about we put them in their room? Perhaps they might just have a bucket in there. We've never really been in there.
I kind of
Just
feel
looks
like we
like a
go over to
tank.
the door and we do like the Scooby-Doo thing of like stacking heads to like peek in, and it's mostly a science
It's mostly a
lab.
lab. It's like 90% lab, and I guess where do gleans sleep? Because they are aquatic, and like I don't assume that they would just have a normal human-esque bed.
No. So, let me paint a word picture for you. You walk into this mostly a lab bedroom, and it is mostly a lab. There's lots of scanning doodads. There's like a little like perch where like cam goes, and like a little like camera nest where they like go and they settle. You know, like a docking station that like links up to like some computers and stuff like that. There's lots of screens and things like whirling and testing and like stuff like that. And then like off to one corner, not much room, hanging up near the top, like kind of like what would be like a hammock on a ship, but it's like a water basket. Like it's
Oh.
kind of like to take as little space as possible, but like so it's up because they can just climb the walls. And it's just like it's a nice little literal water bed.
That's great. I love that.
Wonderful.
Let's gently dunk Walala in the waterbed.
Just we, there's a little
Gentle
plop
splash.
sound
Yeah.
as Walala goes in. You know they're gonna be fine.
They actually make happier noises once you do that. It's more like an underwater snoring. So imagine like bubble bloops.
Yes.
So it stops being as like thrashy and a little more like.
Cool. Whatever's going on with Walala, they can just sleep it off, probably.
Okay, this is well. We believe this is good. Now we are still presented with the rather difficult choice of what do we do? We have been granted access to study this orb, but and they're gonna look around like at all the stuff that Walala has. We aren't very familiar with any of these tools.
Captain, if I may make a suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
we do have another scientist.
Oh, we have not spent a lot of time speaking with them, despite them being aboard our ship. How are they? How is she doing?
Let's go check on Palma.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So she was hanging out kind of like by Max, so like not quite at the cockpit, but like a little bit behind, just kind of looking out the window to make sure everything was fine. And then y'all just kind of rush past with a passed out Walala into their room.
Just like, what do we do? What do we do?
And so they're kind of just. I think she slowly kind of like has moved towards the door, and you see like the two ice dogs kind of move around the corner first. Is everything okay?
Hi, Felma. So, we've managed to convince the Port Pirate Collective that Narmaz was lying to them about the properties of the orb, and that we need to study the orb closer. They don't have the technology, we'll do it for them, because we can do it safely. But then Walala fell into a state. We do think that they'll just be able to sleep it off, but now we have an orb that you can't look at. Not you, no one can view it.
Mm-hmm. No eyes.
Yeah.
None of my eyes are good for that.
But we need to study it and hopefully convince them that they don't want it. And they also want to keep Narmez.
Okay. Right. Well, normally don't try to use other people's equipment unless I have permission. But I assume this is some form of extraordinary circumstances.
We believe so. We are under the understanding that this orb might possess a lot of energy that, if it falls into the wrong hands, terrible things can happen.
To put it briefly, Walala was under the impression that it had some sort of corrupting influence upon it, and that's why it tried to suck you in. The Port Pirate Collective wants to use it to power their machinery, but we don't know what that sort of corrupting influence would do if, say, you're using it to power an extra dimensional gate or something. Pirates.
I think there's definitely like a couple of take the steps to jump between those those points of logic. Right. Okay. So I can take a look at take a not look at it. I suppose.
It seems to be okay when you view it indirectly as opposed to directly.
Right. And she starts kind of looking around and sees the scanners and stuff well, if you have it, I suppose you can just place it and points at a table underneath several microscopes, and and just kind of points to that direction, and I can see what I can do.
Yeah, and when Walala comes too, I'm sure they'll be really eager to join you on this. I feel like maybe Walala lacks collaboration from us because this isn't really my thing.
It is very scary in there. One time we lost tiny Starburst because they walked into a Bunsen fire. Now we know better.
Rip to
Rip.
Starburst. Damn. Right. Okay. I will take a look. Oh, before I forget, she goes into her pockets of her not quite lab coat situation, and she pulls out a rock, and says, I had pick this up, back at the where you picked me up from, and looks over at you, Vala. You were the one that was with Walala, looking at the platform, right? Right. I found this. I think it's the same material. It was right next to it. I picked it up. I was going to look into it, and then everything kind of happened all at once.
Well, I will be sure to give this to Walala when they wake up.
Right. I just have a lot of pockets and a lot of things, and I forget what's in the pockets sometimes, so I think it's probably best if I give this less direct but more direct remembrance to give. And just trails off. It's and just holds out this pretty sizable rock.
I think Zevzo turns to Vandal to whisper oh, she's into rock collecting. We should find some good rocks to make her feel, welcome aboard.
Good thought. let's work on that.
Okay. We will look for some rocks.
We will look for some rocks.
On
So
this
hello,
spaceship.
raiders.
In space.
Like there are
Attached to
rocks
another spaceship.
outside.
In space, in the emptiness of space between the asteroids, we'll just find a rock.
We could, you know, hammer off some rocks.
Maybe there's some attached to the spaceship or something, because that's how rocks work. They're like barnacles, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Definitely grow on a ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how barnacles work.
You know what? That's
I don't know. I was just hoping everybody else knew, and it sounded smart.
That's so fair. Yeah, so Felma will pass this rock over to you. Vala just so they have she had now remembered that she is meant to give this over. Just totally forgot.
I think this is a weird mating ritual.
Oh, so we should not provide rocks to Velma?
Up to you, Captain.
We will consider.
Yeah. Okay. Felma will do some sciencing. Well, I'll say that you're probably passed out for another like 20 minutes or so, before you're brought back to reality.
Can I propose something to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you know, Velma be doing science on my science machines and everyone else has gone to deal with other things? Can I very quietly like sneak up right behind them? Not trying to be sneaky. I'm just very light and made of floof. And can I be like peeking over their shoulder and be like, "What you doing?"
There is absolutely a clatter and a clang that the rest of the ship can hear as Felma has definitely dropped something.
Is it the
in
orb?
surprise. Just like
Not the
no,
orb.
it's not the orb. It's definitely like a scanner or something, and it's just like, across like, as you know, and Felma has turned that very sickly like light yellow color.
Yeah.
Of anxiety. That is like half the time that Felma's around that color, but like it definitely like blanched during this time.
Yeah. Well, Lala wasn't expecting that reaction because they don't realize they're being ridiculous when they're being ridiculous. So they definitely also are like, ah! Oh, sorry. Hi. What are you doing in my lab?
Right. Sorry. Your crew said I should help out with the examination of this omniscient crystal. I think I was able to identify it too. While you were you've been unconscious for about 30 minutes.
Sounds like a great nap. Not so great actually. Anyways, what did you find out? You didn't touch it, did you? You didn't look at it, did you? What are you doing? What did you find? What are you using to scan it? Oh, I didn't even think of scanning it with that.
Did you just get like closer and closer to her as you're like saying these questions? Like,
I got further away when we both shrieked, and then I came like closer and closer back in.
yeah, okay. Well, I haven't looked too much, you know, just doing the general preliminary scans. I'm sure you've already done, but I think your friend said something about it being corrupted in some sense. So I was mostly looking at impurities or the such. I've only seen an omniscient crystal once before. It's not very common, really.
Pause. Where did you see an omniscient crystal?
Oh, well, the order kind of had gotten their hands on one while they were doing one of their reconnaissance missions, which I'm now realizing may have been a recruitment mission, which is to say, I'm not sure if it was, voluntary recruitment as I thought it once was, but anyways,
Did you find any issues with that one? Did it try to eat anyone?
no, actually,
That's good.
so it was a different color, but vastly different properties. If it's from what I've heard, it sounds like some strange hypnotic property with this one, and point at the blue orb. The one I looked at is very, very different. Not any similar properties at all, other than the fact that it's omniscient crystal and therefore contains concentrated essence of omniscience. That there's no impurities or anything, no cracks or breaks in it. So I imagine if there's some form of corruption, it has to have something to do with the essence itself.
Yes, I actually believe, based on what we have seen so far, that the omniscient crystals seem directly connected to a specific omniscient, and this one seems to be very, 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 very bad. Not a friendly. No, very bad. Actually, I should tell. Like, I go over to the wall where there's the
science is
like
happening
whatever
button.
the beeper calm thing is, and I'm like, hi everyone, I'm awake. I would love to have like a team meeting or something if people are available.
The ship is not that big. Some of you are probably close enough that you can hear.
I probably shout it so loud that for most of the ship they would hear more directly from my voice than through the comm.
Welcome. We welcome you back. Yes, team crew meeting.
Is that okay? Only if you're not busy, but it is kind of important. It has to do with, I think, an evil omniscient.
Yeah, no, we were having a snack break. We were just snacking on some metal sheavings. We could go and see you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Captain.
We'll start floating our way over. What was everybody else up to?
Yeah.
Napping.
How have you come up with a way to ignore Walala when they screech?
Yes. I have earplugs because Ulron's ears are just holes.
Yeah.
So did you manage to avoid this?
Yes.
Because I'm down for.
Yes. Vala is like in the cockpit with one of the computers, I think, looking for information on Marthong military presence. I think she's got some codes she shouldn't have.
I like that. Suspicious.
Super chill, no
Yes.
biggie.
Yes. So
Very good.
that's what she's doing.
Sleeping.
Sleeping, and that's what she's been doing since they got back.
Makes
I
sense.
literally just woke up from a nap, so who am I to judge?
Is Vandal just going over then?
Vandal's gonna hold on. Vandal's gonna go over. I think Vandal has been sitting actually in their room for like the first time in forever.
Yeah.
Going over that dossier.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good point.
Just leafing through this dossier, thinking thoughts. Like with
Okay.
the feet up,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
comfy.
Okay, so because you're taking time with this, I won't make you roll anything because you're taking time to actually go through it. So as I said before, this dossier has a bunch of information. One, it has it's the main part of it is that it has you kind of like records of rental prices for West Overkill properties, which have exponentially increased over the past, as you're looking, probably the past like year or so. Um, it's like basically like it was on the rise for a while, and then it just kind of spiked about a year ago. All of them pretty much at once.
Huh. That doesn't seem burn related. That seems like it's on purpose.
Yeah, it feels very intentional. And then the other part is the records of people coming in and out uh, of the Cababel asteroid belt, which is where you're currently at, basically. Um, and you saw the initials of all these different factions that seem to be kind of coming and going in here. Some of them sticking out to you like the Daylight, the Marthal Military, the Weshover Guild, and the Port Pirates. You now kind of know why the Port Pirates were here. They were here to do their deal. Uh, but the others you're not unsure about. But you do see some like notes basically in the margins. My brain just went sidebars. I'm like, that's not the right word. In the margins. A lot of like small little handwritten notes. And as you're reading through, you're kind of you're seeing like, well, the Weshover Guild has been here probably about like 5 times over the past couple months, and they usually stay for a course of a few days. And there's like and then there's like a kind of like a question mark of just like, is there a base here? Question mark. The Daylight, they've been seeing. There's another note which says that there's been an increased amount of activity from them within the past couple of weeks, coming in and out of here. Again, kind of seems to be staying for a couple of days before leaving again, which is weird. And you read further, and it's becoming very clear to you that this is all heavy amount of blackmail material for your mom. This is all information about these organizations who are going into a place that nobody's really supposed to go into, and definitely not supposed to stay in, but they are. And knowing your mom and what she does, this is big. A lot of blackmail material, and probably that she would use this information to manipulate them.
Yeah, fun. And I already know she's got not necessarily an axe to grind with the Weshover Guild, but that's the one she's not working with, right? That's
Correct.
The one everybody hates.
Yeah, nobody likes the Wesh.
So,
yeah. To recap on the Wesh Overguild, because it's been a while since we've touched on them pretty heavily. They used to be the infrastructure Overguild, which was great business up until the point the Burn showed up, because nobody would want new buildings if the apocalypse was on the horizon. And so they've kind of been not out of business, but they certainly haven't been keeping up with the rest of their fellow overguilds in revenue. And that, yeah, they definitely have motivation to be doing something sketchy. And trying to get in on other people's business because they can.
Yeah, they need to pivot.
Yeah.
In the apocalypse.
Yep.
They're losing their market niche to the Burn.
Yep.
Love to be a real estate company at the end
Oh
of
my
the
gosh.
world. Big yikes.
Right.
Definitely not a commentary on capitalistic exploitation.
No, that's absolutely not what this game is about.
Mm-mm.
Fun. All right. Well, Vandal's gonna go figure out what's got. Well, one, Walala's awake, and Vandal was really worried. So I'll go figure that out, and we'll think more ponderous thoughts about that in the background.
So yeah, so Walala, you've got most of the crew with your in your lab, which is becoming a little cramped. Because you don't usually expect
It's
this
not
many
that-
people in here.
It's very full. Like, it's like literally my bed is in the topmost corner to make room. There's not a lot of room in here, and I'm very small. Yeah. While everyone else is like preparing, I am probably gonna be like, "What was your name again?"
Right.
Wait.
Falma.
Falma. Hi, Falma. I'm Walala Oodle's knees last limo. It's really nice to see you. Have you seen Ava anywhere? Eva, are you here?
Eva kind of boop, that little pop sound of like coming out of invisibility again.
Does she also scare Falma?
Absolutely, she does.
I'm so sorry, Falma.
And Eva settles on top of your head, Walala.
Hi, how you doing? Are you okay?
Yes, I think so. I think again she kind of like she sniffs the air and then kind of like tucks her nose, like underneath her
stinky.
snake slug body, being so close to the orb.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to push you. You take care of yourself and rest if you need, but also if you have any thoughts or ideas from what our Laxi told you, you let us know, because we seem to be dealing with something kind of weird here.
Okay.
Okay. And then when the captain and Vandal start to approach, I'll be like, oh, and I'll start to like go out to them, and then I'll start to go back into the lab, and then I'll start to go, and I'll be like, oh, wait, hang on one second. I'm gonna find like something like a tarp or something and throw it over the crystal and be like, don't want that guy listening. And then, okay, let's go talk out here and like try and encourage everyone to go out to the hallway just outside of the lab.
I like to imagine that we all kind of crowded in the doorway, and then you're just like herding us out.
Yeah.
But, like we're just like backing up. Like, where are we? Okay, yeah, all right.
Okay, we don't want him. And I give the crystal a dirty look, listening to us. And I'm like, so, you know how I kind of like, I guess I fell asleep.
You lost consciousness
Yeah.
rather suddenly, and then made some very distressing noises in your semi-conscious state.
Mhm,
How are
mhm.
you? How are you feeling? Are you well? Are you the correct temperature for your species? Are you okay?
Would you like
These
a snack?
are all very caring observations, and I really appreciate it.
You kind of gave us a fright.
I believe myself to have rested somewhat. I have not taken any scans of myself now that you mention it. It might be a very good idea. But first, I did want to communicate that while I was passed out, as you say, the crystal spoke to me.
What?
What? Okay.
What did it say?
Yeah.
Nothing good. You remember how when we saw our Laxi and we all really, it felt nice talking to her, and you know, sorry, what were our Laxi's pronouns?
She there.
Thank you. I thought so. And they, you know, communicated with us what they could, and we gave them back their crystal, and she also, you know, was generally, she informed us about the burn.
Mhm.
Well, this omniscient, gonna call, was not nice, very scary, I would say malicious, very looming. Looming. I would describe looming over, kinda on a throne. Very big, very scary. And he threatened. What sounded? I don't know, but it sounded. He said we had something that was his, and he wanted it back.
Do we presume that it is the orb?
Yes.
How do we return this? Do we throw it
I
into
don't
the...
want to give it back.
Oh, no, right, evil. We did interpret that part. Right.
Bad. Not good like when we saw our Laxi and it was the right thing to do and we all felt it. We all felt like that was the right thing to do, right? That wasn't just me. We all felt like that was good.
Yeah, the good thing to do. Definitely was not distracted in that moment by anything.
Your face wasn't smooshed to anyone else's face in that moment.
No, I was not busy having we might die smooches. No.
Yeah, so I don't think it also I can't confirm this one. The images, the angry, the big malicious omniscient, and the you have what is mine, give it back, that I can confirm for sure. What I can't confirm is I kind of heard, and I kind of felt like hungry.
Oh, I don't like that.
Which isn't that kind of like what the burn said was?
That's what our Lexi said the burn was about. I don't like that. That I don't like.
Is there a connection between... I mean, yes, there is a connection between hunger and the burn, but is it due to an omniscient?
Well, no one's ever really discovered that. Our entire age has been of the burn. You know, we even until, things we've seen, we've met omniscients. That's not anything I think most people have done.
No, they're presumed to be extinct. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the daylight believe that there's like an entity that is the burn, and they worship that entity as like a singular entity, and like sacrifice creatures to it.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's a big bad omniscient?
Well, most of the omniscient just disappeared.
Yeah. And may or may not have turned into plasma, which we now run our entire everything off of.
Mm-hmm.
What if instead of turning into plasma, this one turned into the burn?
How was it corrupted? Do we think that this is something we can determine after studying this orb? We would love to break the orb, by the way. We've been thinking about this for some time. We want to break it like an egg, but we don't think that's in our best interest.
If you break it like an egg, what's inside the egg?
Evil?
Yeah, let's keep it in the egg.
Well, it is an option for us.
You know what? Let's keep it in our pocket.
Yeah.
Another, since we're talking about fun things we've thought of doing to the orb, I also thought it would be really fun to just shoot it into the burn.
We've contemplated that.
But now that we know that it might be the cause/source/origin of the burn, that might be a terrible decision.
But what would be the opposite then? What is a good way to handle it?
To the center of the galaxy?
But the burn's trying to get there anyway.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
What if we just keep it in a box?
I don't think that solves anything. I think it is a temporary recourse, but it's certainly not a solution.
No, you're right. Okay, so what are we gonna tell the pirates?
Right.
At this point, Vala, you are awoken by the unmistakable sounds of communication hails happening. And because you're right at the cockpit is right there. This is not from the Port Pirate Collective. It's not the same number or whatever from the ship, the Crux that you were just on. Yeah. You open up the channel, and you hear. This is Captain Salabalta of the Marthor military. We have strong suspicion to believe that there is illegal pirate activity happening here, and we ask that you seize and surrender to arrest. Hello, Mother. There was a long pause. Vala, is that... What? There's a breaking in that usual military decorum of just like... Says Captain. Vala shall... Here, definitely. Vala Salabalta, do not close this communication channel. Pulling out the mom voice, are you
Yes.
closing it? If you are doing illegal pirate dealings... I'm gonna need a fucking roll here as you bullshit your mom.
Does she get advantage because she's probably lied to her mother in the past?
Yes. It's absolutely like not advantage, but it does lower the difficulty to 2. Okay. Okay. That's fun. That's...
Yeah, this is gonna go fine. Oh my gosh, you passed. Wow.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
That's so funny.
Your mom is just so thrown off right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely, we're not expecting you here. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think... Well, stay put then. Do you have a way to disengage with the bridge? Good. Right, and now you can see crafting from around a Marathon military fleet. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes, we thank you for this alert. This might actually be how has been said, a blessing that has been hidden. So it reveals as a good thing, because we need to leave these pirates with this orb, and this might be good.
No, what?
What?
We're leaving with the orb.
With them? Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
this is good.
okay. Ooh.
We don't want to pick up Narmaz, is more or less
No,
what
he
we were
stays.
trying to infer. This makes for a wonderful excuse. The Marthong military, who have never lived in fear of them, except every day.
Okay, so are you going to throw bombs into this connecting bridge?
Is there no other way to disengage it? Yeah, I don't want to damage our
Yeah.
ship. Okay, cool.
I would highly suggest closing your airlock
Oh, yeah.
as soon as possible
yep.
after you throw the bombs, because this will be a thing that we're doing. Fucking ski ball your bombs.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You know, super cash, no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My mom would be so good at this. My actual literal mom loves
Aw,
football. This is
I
what
love
she's
that.
been training for.
Incredible.
Cool. So, Vandal's just gonna tell Felma to strap in, and Walala, right?
Yeah.
Like, strap in. We're gonna take some evasive maneuvers.
Which include lying to Vala's mom, throwing bombs down a bridge, and then leaving.
Uh-huh. Yep, it's the perfect plan. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been
Kinda-
muted for I don't even know how long.
Oh my god,
Have
on?
you?
On
That's so
stream.
funny.
I think I might have been muted for that whole conversation.
Oh my
no.
god.
Love that. Love that.
Well, we have the
for us.
captions.
Right?
God damn it.
Yikes.
It's all good. It's all good. We have the captions. Yeah, so Vala just lied to her mom, said that it was the pirates had basically kidnapped them, and they were in trouble. So they were heading off and away. You know, needed help to get away. So they decided to bomb the connecting bridge between the two of them and leave. Yeah, I don't think that there's gonna be much of a role needed here, because
Oh,
Vala
okay.
did so damn well lying to her mom that like all the maneuverings are already set up for y'all to be there.
Awesome.
Okay, and let's be real, I've dropped many bombs in many places. Like, that's nothing difficult.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could work an airlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what does this look like? I need to know what the fuck this looks like as y'all just casually leave. No biggie.
No notice. We don't put on, like, our four-ways or anything.
Yeah,
You
like-
know?
do we tell the pirates, like, hey, military's here, we're piecing out, peace? Like,
Can we send a delayed message? Because we've got pretty good relations with them. So if we can send a delayed message, like, just as we are disengaging and wrecking their stuff, then it seems, it's not as suspicious.
well, it also, I think they'll understand wanting to get the hell away from a military force that's bearing down upon them. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can leave our number or something. I don't know.
You want to leave the number before
Call me.
bombing them?
Hey, running away from the cops, but call me.
It's just that like the end of that John Mulaney bit where it's just like they just are in the party and it's just the one kid who just throws down the body, just scatter, and everyone
Yeah.
just like,
Oh my god, I
leave.
love that bit.
Yeah.
That's exactly
like-
what this is.
Hey, the military's here, we're leaving. Call us.
Yeah, and Vala, you're at the pilot seat, so you're able to maneuver, and you have a perfect view of this explosion happening. And you're the Martha military fleet alongside, led by your mom, you can only assume, start to chase after these pirates. And you are they seem to be focused on getting the pirates, and you seem to be pretty scot-free.
Oh, good.
Captain, I didn't want to say anything at the time because you are so excited about bombs, but in the future, I can MI hack and have us released.
Oh!
But
Oh.
You're fun, so I just waited.
Oh, we thank you.
Yeah, but in the future, if we ever don't have enough bombs and you want me to do it, just let me know.
Okay, we will also go check the cargo supply. We believe we are running low.
Oh, see, yeah. Oh, you don't want to be low on bombs.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Good thinking though, Willala, because one day we may not have to be pretending that we're being kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly.
One day.
And then we can just do the thing, I guess, right? No, but it's more fun with bombs, really.
Always.
Yeah, it's always
Well,
more fun
Lala,
with bombs.
Are we rubbing off on you?
Well, I just think, the captain gets so excited for bombs, and then that makes me really happy. So,
We like when things explode.
yeah, I understand. It's exciting, like science.
Yeah.
Like science, yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, when you get down to thinking about the chemical reactions, wow.
All right. We should communicate with our pilot. Where are we heading, Vala? On the communicator.
Her only plan right now is to just get distance. That's it.
Since we're heading away, do we want to try going a little further into the asteroid belt? Since we know there's some like weird stuff in there. I wonder if there's any orb related things.
This is information we should search.
I mean, we have the map and we were trying to figure out where the center of this other planet was, so
Yeah.
as much in that direction as we can manage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty you have the location, you have the general direction. That's all cool. No problem with that. Cool. Yeah, so you head in that direction. And Vala, I think because this is going to be a pretty a pretty decent amount of time of travel. This stone that Felma gave to you, it's very similar in texture and looks and everything as the stone platform, and because you were one of the ones that gave it the close amount of look, very similar to the key in that stone. You think that if you took the time, you could replicate the key using this.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I'll pass it on to Walala to do that. And just keep an eye out as we're going through the asteroid belt.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So y'all kind of head through the amount of space that is. Asteroids are really far away from each other, even on a belt. Like they're really fucking far away from each other.
Yeah. That's my favorite actual space fact is, you
yeah.
know, we think of Star Wars asteroids and it's just like, oh no, you can't maneuver left or right or you're going to hit everything. Nah, we're good. Like it's there, but like.
They're less, rather than like days apart, they're more like hours apart.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot of space between them.
It is actually fascinating and absolutely ruins a lot of sci-fi chase
Right?
scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like you definitely have like small particles and like space debris in asteroid belts, but it's definitely not like, it's not like Star Wars chase scenes where it's like, we gotta navigate. No, it's your giant.
Yeah, but if they were that close, their own gravity would cause them to coalesce into a big old ball, right?
Exactly.
That's how planets happen.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot!
Mass.
Yeah, so they just have enough gravity to
Fascinating.
kind of stay together in like a general formation, but they don't have enough to pull together into planets or go somewhere else. So
I play a scientist in a game. I'm not gonna know anything that's going on here.
space facts.
I only recently learned it on like a TIL. It's fine.
Yeah, they're really interesting. And again, most of these are I looked up the largest asteroids earlier today, and they are like most of them are around like a couple hundred kilometers in diameter, and they've got the ones that are not like the biggest one is Ceres, which is actually a dwarf planet by classification.
Oh.
939 kilometers
Oh my word.
diameter.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's not little.
It's so big.
I fucking love science.
Little space facts. Give us
This
more
is
space
awesome.
facts.
Listen, we're playing, we're learning. This is great.
Space is really awesome.
This doubles as good news for us because it means there's like some good hiding. Well, good and bad. Good news and bad news. There's significant enough place that there could be like something significant hiding. But bad news, there's lots of these big things, aren't there? They're far apart. That's annoying. That's like so.
We just
fine
have to
tune our scanners.
cruise control all
Yeah.
the way through the asteroid belt.
Yeah,
It's
basically.
not this one. Not this one.
Sorry.
With the rock that we were given, sorry, is there any way that we can like scan the rock, determine any of its like what it's made up of, and then see if any of that is found on our sensors throughout this asteroid belt?
Ooh.
Zelda would never come up with that, but like,
Yeah, but Vala was also just handed a really cool rock.
yeah.
I mean, I assume it's a really cool rock.
It's. I mean, on the outside, it just looks like a rock, but like.
Yeah, but
What?
Felma doesn't just pick up rocks. She's a scientist.
The most scientist of us all.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. That's a really cool thought to do that scan. So yeah. I'm gonna need some form of roll here to see what you can get, but I like that idea a lot.
Okay, I'll let like Walala handle that.
Well, okay,
I don't have
is-
science.
Okay, but is this but let me propose something to all of you. You know what? I am gonna roll, but I'm not gonna roll with science. I'm gonna roll with empathy because I'm working with Felma on this, and Felma's the one that is gonna figure this out. And I just wanna encourage her and let her be the best scientist she can be. And so I'm gonna say, oh gosh, I've been so looking at the same things and getting confused. And I've had some very bad. My scans have not been going well. I actually disappointed the captain one time. I'm still not over that one. Well, you seem to have figured out a lot here. And what's that you got there? That could be really, really helpful. Do you think you'd be able to help us with this?
What are you rolling here?
Empathy. I'm rolling it.
Hell
What's
yeah.
the difficulty?
Okay. Listen, for most people, it'd be pretty easy. Felma is an anxious mess, though, so that's probably difficulty 3.
Okay, but I feel like we could connect over this. But yeah. Okay, this is fair. Ready?
Yep.
Come on, my rolls have been so bad lately. For everyone tuning in, I failed all my rolls lately.
This is your moment.
Yay!
Science buds!
Science buds. Okay. So yeah, you give her the little boost of encouragement that she needs. And she will examine. She brings up a whole fucking readout of properties that come out with it. I'm not gonna science gobbledygook at y'all, but you have that, and Vala, you can use this to do a scan of the surrounding area, and you get a ping.
Ooh.
And it's right where you're pretty sure that map was leading you to.
Confirmation.
We all crowd around the scanner.
Yeah.
There, we have found it. Also, we are not entirely clear. What are we looking at this for again? We believe that there's been a lot of conversation back and forth, and our understanding has just been this orb is evil. What are we looking at this asteroid for again?
Oh yes. Well, if you remember, Captain, when we were down on the planet with the cult, the fire cult, they Vala and I found tasty musical flowers that gave us directions to a planet that no longer existed. But in place of that planet, there's instead this asteroid belt, which leads us to believe that this is part of a former planet now no longer here. And And the orb, while similarly important, is still just, we haven't exactly placed its connection.
Okay, and we just need clarification. Us finding this planet makes us the good people?
In this case, this is a treasure hunt.
Okay, we understand. We thank you.
Remember, Narmas was going to trade the orb for a key, but we've been able to replicate the key. Right?
Yes.
Well, we're going to
Well.
replicate the key.
Mhm.
We think we can replicate the key, and then we could just get into the vault and...
Treasure.
Treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just point out that Vandal speaks the most languages on this ship? Because Vandal has spoken Zevzo. Vandal has spoken Walala today. Vandal has spoken very personally to each and every one.
It's a good talent.
This is why none of us are sure what Vandal does on this ship, right? This is what Vandal does on the ship.
Vandal's
We're
just
the
here. Vandal does all this stuff.
The glue that brings us all together.
Yeah,
Vandal does the people.
Yeah. Okay, treasure. Yes, we are up to date entirely. We thank you.
Okay. So yeah, so you can keep going to this ping location, this map location, all of these things bringing you to this one place for absolutely no particular reason at all, says the GM.
There's no plot here.
None. Absolutely not. As you coast through, again, you coast through these large space chunks of space rock. Most of them in varying different colors. Like you have that pastel blue we've seen before. There's like a couple of them that are kind of this coppery green. A few that are almost rusted in coloration. And then it's very hard to miss. This incredibly large asteroid comes into view. And this one is bleach white. And as you get closer, seems to be where the map is pointing you to. We're gonna say about the size of Sarah's, so about that this very almost moon-sized asteroid here. And pretty much off the top of the bat, there's a few things that you observe. One, as you're flying through, there appears to be tiny little fragments of crystals that seem to be I don't want to say floating, but like suspended in space.
Oh wow.
Surrounding this, you're not even close to its atmosphere, but all of these are kind of just surrounding it. And you can kind of hear the little ting 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 as they hit off the ship. No large amounts of damage. But again, they just seem as if they're completely still.
If we scan them, do they come up as anything, like any material that we've ever registered?
Oh, that's a good question.
I've been playing some space games lately.
I love good questions.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I don't think you need a roll for this, just
Okay.
because they're kind of everywhere. And it's a material that you know. This is all crystallized plasma.
Oh. What? I like to imagine that just like pings on the scanners, nice and bright. We're all like, huh, that is disturbing. We are certain that is not meant to be normal.
Yeah. And you continue further to the surface of the asteroid. And you start to kind of crest around the corner. And what at first seemed like a pretty, again, bleach white, spotless, pristine asteroid reveals two things. One, there appears to be something on the surface. Hard to tell from this distance, but you imagine a building?
What shape are we talking? Like
Rectangular. It's a rectangle. It seems very out of place. Um, Very flat. Maybe again, it's very hard to tell because you're still incredibly far away. But like very modern looking. It's weird.
Okay.
And as you curve a little bit further as well, um, there was a ginormous hole in this asteroid, as if it seems to be caved in or punched in or something. There is a huge chunk of this asteroid that had been taken out.
Does it look like it was punched in or punched out?
That's a good question. It looks like it was exploded outwards.
Tomb intensifies. Yeah.
So stoked.
And you can see a couple of ships
Oh
that
no.
seem to be around.
What kind of ships we talking?
What kind of ships are we talking indeed?
Better not be those heckin' pirates.
You were pretty far away, so you're getting a pretty good look at everything. And you can see a couple ships that are kind of close to the hole, and a couple that are close to, and actually just one that's close to the box building, whatever. They're two, and they're very different makes. So the ship by the building is very different than the two that are near the hole.
Are they active?
They kind of seem to be floating right now, or hovering.
Do they look old or new?
Looking at the way that light's coming off of them and the burn is reflecting off of them, they look pretty shiny and new.
Okay.
Port pirates. They got the money.
They could also be the daylight. Their other ship was pretty new too.
Yeah, I like to pretend they don't exist, you know? It's safer that way.
I voted for them in the poll.
I didn't! Oh no more cults. I gotta still sell the stuff that I have from the cult, you know? We can't interact with them again until we make our Argent. Yeah, I mean, I guess if we can signal to Vala, like, thrusters ahead. Whatever that direction is.
What direction? Because there's two different places to go. There's this building, and there's the giant hole in the asteroid.
I'm so curious. Can we maybe sneak closer so we can identify these other ships before we decide to full steam ahead? What do y'all think?
Yeah, depending. I'm kind of imagining they're on like different sides of the asteroids. Like we can get close.
Yeah.
But until we turn like left or right, I don't know how much we can see. We like the idea of the building. Seems civilized and like it will contain knowledge and not things that will burst out of us like something out of an asteroid. Thoughts, Walala?
Well, I very, 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 very much want the opportunity to investigate this and the possible knowledge and science that might exist here. It seems pretty unique. But also, I don't want us to have to deal with any of the people we've previously encountered who really wish us ill, it seems, which there are several of.
There are so many.
There are several who do not like us.
Yeah, we do understand that.
Yeah.
Well, we have a feeling that we would fare best against one ship versus two ships.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that argument, yes.
Therefore, thrusters ahead to the rectangle shape. Vala.
Okay. You crest the ship closer and closer. Vala, you are well versed in being sneaky and in piloting. I don't think I need to ask you to do anything. Um, and you get closer and closer, and you do hit close to atmosphere.
Mhm.
And this black box of a building that mars the surface of this planet, about the size of, let's say, a fairly large warehouse.
Okay,
I
or a
think.
mausoleum. Mm-hmm.
Tomb,
Mm-hmm.
tomb, tomb, tomb.
Unfortunately, you do not see a other signs this may be a tomb. Instead, you see a symbol carved on top. A symbol that you are all very familiar with.
Oh.
As you're realizing,
Oh no.
huh, that's what the Weshover Guild has been.
Oh no.
And I think we're gonna have to leave it off there, friends.
No.
Knock knock, hello. The Weshover Guild has been doing stuff by themselves because nobody had voted for them, but has been doing their shit.
Oh no.
No biggie.
No,
Yeah, we're
no.
wrapping up a little bit early. I've actually got something to do, unfortunately, but we're getting to the little bit of the end point, friends. It's very exciting as we head up against this Weshover Guild warehouse? Question mark. Hidey hole den? No biggie. So good. Yeah. Cool. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Tell us who they are, where we can find them on the internet, all that good stuff. We're going to reverse order, so let's start off with B. Hello, B.
Yeah, hello. I have been your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. Check me out this Saturday. I think I am streaming with Shard Tabletop. I'm doing something for charity. Honestly, it's figure it out. I do something for charity. Come hang out and donate for the children. It's probably for children.
Heck yeah. Oh, right. And let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. You can find me at Sam Undomiel on Twitter. I'm way too excited about something having burst out of a dwarf planetoid. Like, oh man, I'm marking out for this. Yeah, when I'm not here, I'm a tarot reader and photographer, and you can find me on my Twitter. And I'll see you around.
Woo! All right. And let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG in most of the places online. I do lots of different video game and sometimes TTRPG streaming. You can find me over on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Pretty much most places. It's go_JG, unless they wouldn't let me have that. And then it's go Jess. Go me. Yay. And so come hang out with me for stuff. Good
Yay.
stuff, I promise.
Yes, very good stuff. All right. And let's go over to Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter, the salty half of this channel. I will be back on Saturday for more Cthulhu at 9 a.m. Pacific. Otherwise, listen to Missing Annie Lee wherever podcasts can be found.
Woo! All right, and I am Kienna. I was your GM for today. You can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. Mostly just here, though. I'm one of the players over on our Pop Cthulhu campaign and also on Missing Annie Lee. We've also been playing some Resident Evil 8 recently, so it's been super fun. And you can definitely go hang out with us doing that. If you ever missed an episode or want to rewatch one, we've got a YouTube channel. We upload the VODs there. We also upload the VODs over to Roll20 YouTube. So go subscribe to both of them because we both do cool content. Make sure to follow us over on Twitter as well, because that's where we announce when we go live, whether it's with our regular TTRPG stuff or with impromptu video game streams like our Resident Evil streams recently, and also announcing cool new projects we've just got in the works. Thank you to everyone who donated and hung out and all that good stuff. We appreciate it. And of course, a shout out to Roll20 for co-producing this and supporting us. we're gonna sign off again a little bit early today, but we'll be back next week, hopefully. And we're gonna see what happens now that they know the Westover Guild is on this mysterious asteroid that all the signs have been pointing them to. We'll see y'all later, friends.